Ree, you've had Cassius here just for a week or so, working on a bit of groundwork, and he is a homebred, isn't he?
Yeah, so I bred him, he's just rising 5 now actually, and I bred him out of my really nice Polo Cross mare, and he's crossed with a National Hunt Stallion. So it's the first horse I've ever bred, and it annoys me a little bit because it's something I was warned about so much is, oh, you let those little behaviours get by because it's cute when they're really little, and you know they can get out of hand when they grow. And I always thought, oh no, I'm quite firm but fair on my horses, that'll never happen to me. Classic, it's happened to me. So all those cute things, we used to take the bobble out my hair when he's little, now he's approaching 16 hands, he thinks he can do the same sort of thing. So I
think that's a real problem when you have them yourself. If you're not like a professional breeder and you're breeding loads, if you just have your one foal, it's like so cute and lovely.
Yeah, and everyone said to me, especially when he was a colt as well, you know, oh, he's a colt, so you need to really stay on top of it. And I thought I was doing all right, but now in more recent times he just sees me as more an equal. Yeah. And if I do something that he's not that keen on, he'll sort of tell me. Yeah. Which is not something I've really experienced with my horses before. I found he's pretty good when I'm on him. That's probably because I'm better at being the boss when I'm on him. Yeah. Whereas on the ground, I'm used to them being sort of really compliant. Yeah. But I've noticed a change in him already, being less babyish, just after being with you guys for a week. Like at the yard at home, he'd be like undoing himself. He'd be like, you know, wibbling this fence, and if you can get it off, he's got a trick at home where just where I tie him up, there's a gutter, like a drain pipe, and he has quite a good time trying to pull that off. So,
but he hasn't moved a muscle actually all the time you've been here, has he?
No, he hasn't. So this is uncharacteristically well behaved for him. So.
And Jace, it was you were working on his foot and leg handling as well.
I'm going a bit gentle with him, and I might use my thumb just to create a reaction. If you try and pull against a horse, it can be a little bit argumentative, but then they start snatching and doing all this sort of thing. So you just get them to basically bear weight on the other 3 feet. That's your goal when you're picking feet up. So don't think of it as picking the foot up, think of it as putting weight on the other 3 legs. And once you've got that, then the foot will come up much easier. So when you're moving them, Ree, if I've got a relaxed hand, I should be able to give them a rub, you shouldn't worry about it. But if I stiffen my hand and I step towards him like that, you can see him start to know, it's almost like magic, but there's energy in your hand. So, and they get to know that. And the way I move there, I got in and made contact, otherwise I've got energy, and it's like I'm pushing an imaginary block, and that block is coming against him and pushing him away.
So you're going to go off for a ride around the farm with Jace. He's pretty good to ride, isn't he? But
yeah, he's good to ride, but he is just really lucky, and I don't mind. Obviously he's a young horse, of course he's going to be nervous and spook and have a little look at things, but he's been planting his feet a little bit, and obviously that's something that I want to make sure
it doesn't escalate into anything serious.
Exactly.
Let's go, Ree. So Ree, with the whip, you know, some people don't want to use it, but what horses, and horses particularly like him, need is consistency.
Yeah.
Now people do use the whip wrong, in terms of they overuse it, and that, you know, that's just not what you want to be doing. However, if you're using your leg and he's learned to freeze to it, or just to ignore it and balk against it, then you might want something to back it up, because you've got to compel him to understand, when I use my leg, you've got to give me a forward step. Yeah. And that's a point to remember. It's not about the outcome. It's not about getting to where you want to get to. It's about the movement. It's if he gives you a forward step, reward it. And just relax with the whip or the lower leg. Keep a forward feel in your body. And then take that step. If he decides to keep going just with that forward feel in your body from the hips, great. if he decides he doesn't want to go again, then you can start to input more energy. First with your lower leg, then a little tap with the whip. As soon as he gives you a forward step again, good boy. And then he's starting to learn every time you use the leg, it's the forward step.
Okay.
Having that ability to refocus them back where you want to go has a big effect.
Okay.
And then you'll probably find after having done that, they'll just walk forward.
Okay.
But you've got to make sure you don't let the head get away from where you want them to get, where you're going.
Okay. Always got to be point no.
Yeah, and you give them space.
Okay.
So show me how you ride. See, have a look at me when I'm riding. See where my hands are?
Yeah.
I've got my hands. I'll be riding out there, but at any point I'm ready to go that way or that way to redirect if he goes to
Okay.
duck off in the wrong direction or something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That was quite good then that he was doing that.
yeah.
Good.
So
Is this too green?
yeah, stop, stop. Now just jump off. You hold on to her. I'll take Cassius. Now I'm just going to show you this. If you really do get stuck and you think, crikeys, it doesn't feel safe,
Yeah.
or I just can't. Yeah, it is on. Or you can't get him past. He's just objecting. This is a good skill to have in your box of tricks. So I'll bring him in, and I'll go through the same process I would when I'm riding,
Yeah.
which is, look, he's sniffing,
Yeah.
and then this is a channel. Keep him straight, tap forward, let him have a look. So, there you go, he's tap forward, but not that way. Okay. Good. Whenever he tries, see that little step he took? Let him investigate and then say forward again. There he's offering that step. Now I have to be a bit careful he doesn't come through me here, so I've got to be blocking, saying go that way. You alright with her? There you go, good. Again. Walk on. Did you see him look across it? He went like that.
Yeah.
That's the next sign. You want to see that. If you've done your obstacles thing, you'll know that. Come this way. So he's got to think. See how slow I'm going, Ree? Because he's actually thinking about it.
Yeah.
He's not now. So I've just got to allow him to find it a little bit. If I was to rush him too much here, he'd have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Good. Let him have a bit of a play and a bit of a feel. Just give him tapping along. Now protect the line. Protect the line. Good.
Nice.
Good. Okay. You'll go.
Okay.
It's really easy.
I don't know. It's all those nuances that you're such a pro.
Okay, have a go. No, it's not easy, but give it a go. He knows it now, so he's going to look for it. You just got to guide him through. Organise your hands. So you got your whip correct. Yeah, use your full length of your whip. So hold the whip at the end. Yeah, other end. That's got to come over the top of the rein. That's it.
You said this was easy, didn't you?
It's a bit like knitting to start with.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, now you go. Now keep him off you, that's it. Good.
Boy.
And then just try and keep your hand, see where your hand is, swap hands. Yeah, now offer him to the centre, the guiding hand, offer it to the centre. Yeah, that's it. So you want to keep,
Boy.
see there, because you're off, now keep going, but keep offering your hand to the centre. Good. And hold your whip up in the air, yeah, like that. See, when he's walking like that, Ree, you like this, but as he starts to go, you go to neutral, and then you can drop to a bit more forward or stop coming here.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, bring him down and we'll jump back on. I'll just do my horse, make sure she's alright. Just pop that over by there, and then you can hop back on, Ree, if you're good. Come on, girlie. Down there,
Yeah.
he's going to want to go left, he's going to go, you keep redirecting back where you want him.
Yeah.
And then little forward step, good boy, he wants to look, there you go. Now take that momentum, keep it going forward.
Okay, great.
Exactly what you did on the ground.
Good boy.
Okay, it's right on.
That's great.
Yeah, but it takes the fight out of it.
Yeah.
You know, instead of having a big kicking contest, you can sort of, you teach them it, they know it, and then it's just through you go. Okay. And
Nice.
so Ree, we're back from a ride.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad, was it?
No, I was surprised actually how good he was. When we first rode out, there were a few horses in the paddocks and he was having a look. And I asked you then, you know, should I be worried that he's looking around? Should I be driving him forward? Should I be turning him away? So that was quite nice to have some direction, just like keep going, point his nose where you want to go. And a little spook at someone doing some work at the end of the driveway, didn't want to go forward. But with both those things, for me, the most crucial thing you said is just find something and aim for it.
Yeah.
So even if it's something random like that post,
Yeah.
you're riding at that post,
Yeah,
you know, going back past that scary thing with the wheelbarrow and whatever, ignore that, you're going at that post, his head's got to be there, you're driving that energy there. And the same, the horses running around, no, it doesn't matter because you're going there. So that out hacking, I'm definitely going to use that now, because I think it's quite easy if a horse is really spooking at something, you're looking at the thing then and you're like, no, like almost pointing their head to the scary thing, right?
Yeah.
Going, no, look, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's such better advice. You find something you aim for in
And
the
what if
distance.
what if he does happen to balk?
Yeah.
How are you going to get past it?
Okay. If he balks.
This is like a test.
You didn't tell me there's going to be a quiz at the end, Jason. So if he balks, then it's asking for the step forward,
Yeah.
and then
Just back off a bit.
yeah,
Yeah, perfect.
let him relax.
It's
Step
like-
forward, relax. No matter how long it takes, as long as it's the forward.
Yeah.
movement. Yeah.
And we were chatting along, and you mentioned something which I love.
Yeah.
You've been on our program.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's so
And,
useful.
and I said, you know, how you done with water and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I said, well, actually,
I love this.
my friend Sarah will laugh because she was out with on a hack with me the first time I ever took him out, and we got to this like massive pedal, and it crossed we were on a bridleway actually, but it crossed the whole length of the bridleway, and we were at it for, I want to say, about half an hour, and I had been off him trying to get him through, my friend had been off him trying to get him through, she'd ridden her horse back through the water like 20 times, her poor horse, and eventually he sort of like ran around the edge of it and squeezed up against the hedge, whatever. But we went home then, and I was like, I'm sure Jace's going to have something to that. So I was going through your horsemanship thing, and there was a program about overcoming spooky obstacles, and all about letting them sniff it, nice loose rein, again, energy when they're backing off, and then leaving them to it when they're going forward. And I did that the next time, better and better and better. And even if he's on his own now with water, like we saw then, because he hasn't been through now probably for about good 6 weeks or something, so we had another little look. We did the groundwork and got him through, amazing. But yeah, he's like a different horse. It's those tips that I just would never, I haven't broken in enough horses or done them from scratch
Yeah.
to pick them up like you have in your...
It's so interesting when you say that, because a lot of people, they get these horses and they think, you know, they come sort of ready-made. They sort of, I'm on a horse, it should know how to do this, and this.
Yeah.
But actually, whenever you touch a horse, you're teaching a horse.
Yeah.
So particularly when they're young and they're inexperienced.
Yeah.
So you've just got to have these little training techniques or philosophies, you know, front and center. So when you're faced with a problem,
Yeah.
you can sort of go, okay, a little bit here, well done, mate.
Yeah.
And just have that sort of attitude. So, awesome.
And it makes sense, isn't it? Of course, if you as a rider haven't come across that problem before, of course you're not going to know. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to have someone tell you or teach. Like, I've been riding my whole life, but because this is a young horse I've bred, I'm coming across things that I've never experienced before, and that's why it's so valuable to have you and your horsemanship to have all your years of experience and try and absorb some of it to crack on.
And what I'm so pleased with, because you know I did this online program, and I was like, I don't know whether people are going to be able to actually watch it and then go and do it themselves without, you know, having an instructor there. But actually,
oh no, it's amazing.
You sort of see, and if you've got some experience, like I know you have, it's just that you're inexperienced with the young horse. Suddenly you're going, okay, well I'll try this approach, and
yeah, it's
we're
amazing.
there.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Cool.
All right, well,
Home time now.
yeah, home time. Good luck with it all.
Thanks,
All
Jane.
right, take it easy, Reed.
Cheers.